So hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to be able to speak to you today. Maybe we could kick off with a brief introduction to Then You Run. What can people expect when they watch it?
Do you want to take it away? Or should I?
You go ahead.
You can expect a lot. It's a jam-packed series. It's got so many different genres. It's a completely multi-genre. You've got comedy, you've got coming of age, you've got a bit of horror, you've got a bit of darkness. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a story about friends and their journey throughout Europe on the run from Irish gangsters. So yeah, that's what
I think that encapsulates it perfectly. When I watched it, I was thinking, I don't think I've seen anything like this before, which kind of combines with these things. It's kind of like the classic kind of, girl mates, on a summer holiday or a road trip, but then it's totally interwoven with kind of the comedy drama of like a gangster film, like some of the classic, like Lock, Stock or something like that. And then there's all these thriller elements that come in too. I mean, when you first read that script, what really appealed to you?
I think every now and then you get a script and you're like, if I don't get this job, it's going to be really annoying, so I'm really going to watch this. I want to watch this. And that's how I felt when I got the script through. Ben Shannon's an incredible writer, and he's able to pivot tonally so seamlessly. And I just thought that was super interesting. I also thought I hadn't seen anything like it, so just wanted to stretch myself as well. And yeah.
And, tell us a bit about how you prepared to play your characters. I mean, I know it was based on this book. Did you sort of return to that? Did you rely on Ben's script? And how did you kind of see each of your characters and how you kind of looked at their character arcs throughout the film, I guess, the show?
I didn't read the book personally. I am a person who doesn't like to read books because I don't want to be deterred from my interpretation. But, do you know what helped me a lot is actually just bonding with the girls and building a rapport off screen. We were talking for ages on our WhatsApp group before we even met in person, and I think that really helped, and hopefully the chemistry really shows on screen. But yeah, Nessie she reminded me of loads of girls that I went to school with. So yeah, I was just thinking about people that reminded me of her. How did you create Stink?
Stink was like an amalgamation of the hedonism that I didn't have but wanted coming out of COVID, or being still in COVID when we filmed it actually. And also I always say she reminds me of if Nathan from Misfits and Cook from Skins had a baby. Yeah. She's just chaotic and anarchistic and brash in a way that you could perceive her to be a bit of a dickhead, but she truly is motivated by the love of the people for the people she has around her. So yeah.
And did you have a lot of time kind of to rehearse? Because the characters feel very lived in, but of course the relationships between them all. And we really believe that they've been all through school together and they've been through thick and thin, and they have that kind of love-hate thing going on that best friends can have. So did you have some rehearsal time? Or?
Yeah, I think that speaks to the script not being afraid to depict a friendship which is kind of messy and not trying to show it as all roses and daisies, because I think when you really, really get close to people, the mask drops and you're completely unafraid to be your entirely messy self around them. So there's that element. There's also Daniel Edwards, who casted it all over Zoom. Somehow we had chemistry on Zoom. We never met each other, and somehow was able to put us four together so that when we did meet, it felt like we'd known each other for ages. Yeah. It was insane, crazy alchemy that he did. He's a chemist.
Yeah. No, yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, we felt like we knew each other, and like Viv says, it was so nice to play characters that weren't, I mean, girls, female characters are depicted as nice. When you're the nice girl, no, we were horrible to each other. We're nasty, and in the situations that they're in, you're gonna be. Yeah, so I was happy to see, multifaceted women represented.
And tell us about the shoot. I mean, I love the fact that it kind of takes us from London to all these different locations. Obviously, some pretty epic scenes that you have to go through. What was it like? Were you there on location in Rotterdam and these other locations? What were some of the highlights and challenges?
Yeah, the shoot was crazy because we're shooting during COVID. That's the main challenge. Really hard to do. Really grateful to still be able to work during that time. And we were shooting in Berlin, Hamburg. The girls went to Cologne for some time. We shot on a boat. It was a lot. It was just, Yeah, when you had to have a lot of stamina because the show's like a chase, basically the whole show, whole 8 episodes were being chased, so that requires a certain stamina. Tonally pivoting that much in a scene requires a certain type of stamina and precision. It felt quite athletic. Yeah. Honestly, the whole experience. Yeah. Like I felt like I was in some sort of boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was crazy. The sets were incredible though. I loved all the Oren scenes because they had to create his studio and the pool and the ferry. That was not on a ferry. Well, some of it wasn't. Some of it was. But yeah, shout out to the set designers. They did an amazing job.
And you're mentioning there, you know, the tone, and it is just hilarious, often in a really like deliciously dark way.
Yes.
I wondered, did you have like a favourite line or like any that I was thinking, you know, that bit where it's like we should have gone to Zante, and it's like. Should we be horrified or should we laugh?
Yeah.
And that seems to get it for me. Did you have a favourite?
I know my favourite.
I know mine as well.
Episode 2, and it always cracks me up when Stink says, your dad's in the freezer like a mini milk. Every single time. And also when she goes, all right, Amy Winehouse, let's go. Because,
Stink has some singers.
She's such a good line.
I think one of my favourite lines is Richard Coyle says, there's two types of people that wear sunglasses at night. Blind musicians or cunts you play an instrument. Are you fucking blind? But he just delivers it so perfectly. Yeah. It's so funny. That's my favourite line, yeah.
And in terms of what people can take away from watching the show, I mean, it's got that kind of edge of your seat sort of thriller, you know, the twists and turns, you don't know what's going to happen next. But it does feel kind of important as well to have, like you're saying, kind of these female characters front and centre in a show like this. You know, it's kind of subverting what can often be quite an ultra-masculine kind of genre. Do you think that's something quite exciting for people to have on their screens?
100%. That's what we're saying. Like you don't see anything really like this. I think it's been mixed completely. It's a complete melting pot of different things. But I think the beauty is that we're also different as well. We all look so different. Our characters are so different. Yeah, that's what I loved about it. First off, from reading the script as well.
Yeah, I think it's just super, like, it's weirdly real, even though it's so like heightened and crazy what goes on, but it's grounded by like these 4 girls, their relationships. They're all entirely different backgrounds, but like unified by like love and like the search for family, which they find in each other and which they're trying to find in wider senses throughout the story. And I think that's just super important, and I feel lucky to be a part of it. Yeah.
And it does feel really British as well. The characters just feel like, you know, like they're from London. And I was going to, maybe a slightly more shallow question, did you get involved with the styling? Because I just love, like, they all have like their different vibes going.
Yeah, I remember because I brought in my Vans, which have flames on it, from back in the day. I used to wear them all the time when I was like 16. And they were like, yeah, let's use it. I was like, all right, cool.
They really encouraged us for that to be like a collaborative process. I remember for all the auditions for Stink, I kind of don't ever dress up for an audition because it's a bit risky to do. But I was just like, it's a bold show, so I'm just going to go bold. And I always would come with like a crazy hairstyle, crazy like outfit. And then Robbie was just like, when I got the job, he was just like, you were so specific with your vision for what she looked like. And we loved that. And like definitely translate that into like your conversations with Ruka Johnson, the costume designer. So yeah, it was great.
Well, very cool. Well, I'm out of time, but thank you so much for sharing all that with me. I can't wait for everyone else to see Then You Run. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
very much.
Nice to meet you.